Hello, everyone. Welcome to St. Louis Sanford. Let me do something before I continue here with this subject at hand. I want to say thank you to two people. They've listened to my video, and I kept calling Ed Reeves. Being that I knew someone at one time whose name was Ed Reeves, who was into real estate in the 90s, and he passed on. And every time I look at Ed Reed, I think of him and call him by his name. But Todd Shaw and Jay Stokes, man, thank y'all. See, this is what Afro-American people are supposed to do. We are supposed to work with one another, help one another. This is all we need to do, work together in order to be successful. We cannot be jealous and hate and get mad when someone point out things that we need help on. And I'm glad that that happened. Hey, thanks, fella, because I've been calling this man Ed Reeves for ever since he's been in the news. But I'm together now. But again, thank you all. But let's move on. Before I do that, the topic brought something else out my mind that I wanted to discuss. People, for some reason, we cannot get it in our mind that HBCU is in bad shape. They're strapped for money. We need to help them. Alumni and fans, we need to. I put out a video just before New Year's, about a week before New Year's, maybe a couple of days, about joining the HBCU $50 a month club, donating the 10th every month, 10 days after you pay your rent or your mortgage. We need to do something. Get on my comment line and let me know that you've done this. Before you do that, hit the subscribe button in a St. Louis Sanford video. Hit the subscribe, the like, the share, comment line. You put your name that you donated to school, whatever school you donated to. You ain't got to put down how much. And put the city you're in. That's, just you're officially in the HBCU $50 a month club. We need to help them. People, this is the reason why Ed Reed's in trouble. This is the reason why Deon Sanders is in trouble. A lot of people don't know, but I'm going to get to that. But you're going to remember what Deon said, what got him in trouble. Deon just did not walk away from Jackson State people. Deon said some things that shook some people up, and we're going to get to that. What happened with Ed Reed, people, and what he saw when he was at Bethune-Cookman just blew him away. He just, he wanted that to be taken care of. There's no way in hell, excuse my French, that HBCU should be in the trouble that they're in. And this man saw that, and Lord have mercy, he just blew up on the video. He did not put this video out. Someone else put the video out. And then you had the Mr. Doolittle president of Bethune-Cookman, came out, and I heard this on Roland Martin show, saying that the people at Disney World, one of their sponsors, asked him, well, what you going to do about this? No, how are you going to handle this, Mr. Doolittle president? Now, it sounds like that they want him to at least talk to Ed Reed about what he was saying. And Mr. Doolittle president, I'm sorry if I forgot his name, and I don't care to remember his name. I didn't like the way he handled that. I took that personally. Anyway, Mr. Doolittle president decided that in order to stay in the pockets of the Disney people, that best thing he should do is fire him. No, it's not. You could have got with him. You look at what the man did. He didn't even sign a contract. Look what he did 3 weeks before y'all fired him. That Friday, the day before he got fired, 30 commitments at the school and their family. 3 kids that he went and got that was really going to help the program out. Mr. Doolittle, president, you got a few days before signing period. Football is something that the university needs. It's another form of revenue. Mr. Doolittle, president, I forgot his name. There's no way in the world you're going to fire that coach and leave your football program in limbo. Now what you going to do? That man could have brought in money. That man was getting sponsored. He wanted to do the same thing Deon Sanders did. See, the thing with Deon Sanders, the Lord bless HBCU and Jackson State with Deon Sanders. The blessing is still coming in. He hundreds of miles away. Ed Reeves pointed out the same thing that Deon did, and the same thing happened to him. Eddie George at TSU, second to what Deon said. He seconded that. The issue that HBCU are having. People out there saying, well, the kind of coach, we don't need a celebrity coach. We need a coach that understands the culture of HBCU. Let me show you the culture that they understand at the HBCU. You're a student at HBCU. First of all, a lot of students saw some issue. Now imagine you're a student at HBCU and you are on the football team. Sometimes you can be mired in a negative issue for so long that a lot of things you don't really see clearly. As the saying goes, you cannot see the tree because of the forest. You bring someone that is not attached to the HBCU, an outsider, come in right away with a different lens. He's going to see something that you have not seen. He's going to point it out. He's going to say, wait a minute. This is not right. This is screwed up. What is going on at this place? How is it that this place exists? Same thing Deon Sanders said. Same thing Ed Reed said. And Eddie George probably said the same thing too, but in a different way. He's a mild-mannered person, so he handled it different. Now, you look at what happened to Deon. The first game of the season last year at Veterans Memorial Stadium was packed. Even online, they said they sold out of tickets. I was at the game. I drove down. Deon had one of the officials in the ticket office say, hey, we sold out of tickets. A few days later, the following week, Deon went in, checked on the ticket sales. They told him they sold only 28,000 tickets. Deon said, how can that be? The stadium was packed. People, after 30,000 tickets that were sold, after every 30,000 tickets that sold, his contract said he get a portion of the ticket money. So what they did, they knocked that bad boy all the way down to 28,000. So they won't have to give him a dime. They rather lowball him than to pay him. This is what we do each other. This is what African Americans do each other. That's why we have a hard time being successful. This is why we have a hard time working together. That's sad. That is pathetic. So Ed Reed went over there and saw all the trash. Locker not his locker. He said, there ain't no locker room. First of all, let's get that straight. He said, there is no locker room. He said, people had cleaned out their own uniform. Wow. He said his office was trashed. Trash all over the place. Nobody bothered to clean it up to welcome this man here at Bethune-Cookman. And I'm sitting there, whoa, this is bad. So, people, when you sit here and say let's keep it in-house as far as coaching is concerned. Bad idea. You need to bring in someone that can see things that you don't see. Deon Sanders saw a lot of things that the HBCU official didn't recognize. How is it that you play in a classic for 30 years, you get less than $300,000, and the sponsor walking away with $30 million every weekend that you play up there in Memphis? Something is wrong that these presidents didn't recognize that. Out of that $300,000, you got your band, you got all the people connected with it. You got your football team and all the people that are associated with it. You got to house them and feed them. It was said if they got $300,000, they walked away with less than a third of that $300,000. They walk away with sometimes less than $90,000. That is not fair. That is not right. Why is it that these presidents of these schools are not doing the job they're supposed to do to make sure that these schools are well funded instead of helping keeping them down underfunded? Look at Tennessee State. For 50 years, they've been underfunded, and now the state of Tennessee owed them $500 million. And here, 50 years later, they're still talking about how we're going to give them this money. And what is the president of Tennessee State doing? Nothing. Like a little puppy, nothing. This is not making... If they attack things the way they should, we've been all right. Now, check this out. The Doolittle president at Bethune-Cookman was over Ed Reed's about the cussing on the video and the music. He said on the music, he heard on the recording about booty and tits. And I'm sitting here, wait a minute, you at Bethune-Cookman. You at a historical black college, and you made a statement that you walked the campus? Man, ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me when you walked the campus you didn't smell marijuana. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me when it comes to music on HBCU campus, RPWI campus, where we're at, you're not going to hear that same type of music? But you didn't do nothing about it? And one thing that Ed Reed pointed out, you didn't say nothing about the scantily dressed women on campus. I wonder why you didn't say nothing about that, man. You said this is a Christian college. Ed Reed said some cussing word that you didn't like. The man was into it, dude. He wanted the things to be right for the HBCU, Bethune-Cookman in particular. So he was passionate. He said some cussing word. And I know you said some cussing word in your time. I know you went to comedy and heard lots of cussing word like you did when you walked around the campus, heard all the profanity music. I know you heard that, but you didn't say nothing. You didn't attack it like you did Ed Reed. But no, this is the problem. We don't handle things decent and in order as they should be handled. We're just all over the place with things. Come on, man. It's not too late. Get with Ed Reed. Y'all sit down and talk. Get on one accord and take the best direction for Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman going to need some revenue. They're going to need it. Let him go ahead and bring in this team, get this team together, because he's going to bring in a good team. He's going to form a good team. Get out of his way. You saw what they did at Jackson State. Even though Deon said what he said, they got out of his way and let him work his magic. What did Deon say? He said, I was no longer in their future. It did not include me. Because when he made that statement about those tickets, he said, I want to bring in outside finance company to find out where the money is. That did it. That's what did it. That's what got Deon at Colorado. When he made that statement, I want to bring in an outside finance to see where the money went because it affects my pocket too. I ain't mad at Deon. I'm pissed off at the school for treating him the way they did. They let this man walk. Look at the notoriety he brought in Jackson State. Look at the notoriety he brought in HBCU, the SWAT conference. Look at the notoriety that Ed Reed was about to bring in Bethune-Cookman. But no, the power to be wants to be the power. They want to be the. But somebody over you, who's your sponsor, said, what you going to do about that, Mr. President Doolittle? This man on video using all that profanity. But you can drive around the campus and hear profanity from morning until the wee hours of the morning, the next morning. But you didn't do anything about that. You didn't attack it. So people, I'm going to come out with a video on Wednesday, the 25th of January. It's going to snow. I'll be home. So I'm going to come out with a video pertaining to the $100 million that JSU, the SWAT conference, HBCU lost. I'm going to also bring out another video about donating the 10th of every month. February the 10th is coming up. I'm going to put that out. I want to thank y'all. And again, thanks to my two friends. I'm calling my two friends, Todd Shaw and Jay Stokes. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.